Hey there, welcome to the Breakthrough Creative. I'm your host, John McDavitt. This is the place where we talk about the business of art and the art of business. So I was thinking this week about this episode, and I actually had a couple of topics planned for it, and I was struck by the idea of efficiency in your business. Maybe it's because I've been through the proverbial war in my life in regard to making a living from my art, but I have found that I am always interested in a challenge, but I am not terribly interested in inefficient ways to earn my income. What do I mean by that? I am not interested in extra trouble, okay? Again, this doesn't mean that I won't get into a project or be working with a client and there aren't unforeseen challenges that arise. That's not at all what I'm talking about. What I am referring to is anything that's extra added trouble that I don't need to bother with. For instance, if I don't need to commute to work, I'd really rather not do it. Commutes are inefficient. Commutes gobble up my time. I used to have commutes. They'd take a half an hour to an hour, depending on what was going on the road that day. Commutes eat up gasoline, which is a resource that costs me money. Commutes eat up my time, which is a resource that can cost me money and living time. Okay? So I want to talk a bit today about efficiency across three different platforms, if you will, of our work and our lives. Okay? Before we do that, if you are listening on the podcast, would you please leave me a 5-star rating and would you leave me a review? I know that takes time and I know it takes time away from other things you're doing, but I would really appreciate it if you would do it. And if you are watching on YouTube, would you please subscribe to the channel and hit the little notification button, because that will let you know when new episodes have popped up on my channel. I really appreciate it. And as always, if you would share with the artists in your life, I'd really appreciate that as well. And hey, I have an announcement that is going to come up toward the end of the show, and it is about my new coaching service that I am offering to artists in the business world, or artists who would like to work for themselves, would like to start their own business. And so that will be coming up right toward the end of the episode. And I'm looking forward to sharing it with you, and I'm looking forward to meeting you, okay? But anyway, back to the episode. What does it mean to be efficient? Well, I'm sitting here and I'm writing it down, and I know what it means to me, but I thought, let me look up what a dictionary says. So I really like this definition. Efficient: achieving maximum productivity with minimum wasted effort or expense. Achieving maximum productivity with minimum wasted effort or expense. Man, I think that is really, really succinct. That is a really great way to describe what it means to be efficient. And, this may just be me, what I'm going to tell you right now. This may just be something I struggled with in my younger days, but when I was going through high school and I didn't know any artists or any professional artists, name a couple, and they weren't really approachable. I guess that's not true, because there were a few I had contacted, but I didn't really have proximity to them short of the phone. which was still great. Uh, but but I had this idea in my mind that it took a lot of hard work to be an artist, and it does take a lot of hard work to be an artist and to be excellent at your craft, as well as to be a successful business person. But I don't think my definition of hard was appropriate. I don't think it was accurate. I think I had this idea that I wasn't there yet. And in a lot of ways I wasn't, but in some ways I was. And that's why I think this idea of efficiency is so important, because it doesn't have to be super extra terribly hard to be efficient or to be worthwhile. I think sometimes we can get the story from the world that our challenges need to be like the biggest challenges in the world, and they don't. They don't. A challenging job can mean you're putting in an extra 30 minutes than you thought you would have to do, and you're able to either charge more for that time or you're eating that 30 minutes of time. But it's been handled as efficiently as possible, right? You have the least amount of wasted resources you can, the least amount of wasted time, the least amount of wasted energy, the least amount of wasted resources. And by that I'm thinking you've got a set price on this job and you put an extra half an hour into it. So if, like an accountant, you were to break down the hours and go, well, you had an extra half an hour, so you didn't make as much as you thought you would. You made this much. But overall, it's something that you're able to manage and do and earn from. Because I don't want to make life any harder than it already is. Okay? And I like to work hard and I like challenges. And I like to frame it in, let's get this done as efficiently as possible. Does that make sense? I really hope it makes sense, because, man, it makes sense to me. So here are 3 subheadings, if you will, of areas to focus on efficiency in your practical business world, okay? The first one is efficiency of service. All right, this is what you offer, the jobs that you offer. Flip that around, the services that you offer to your clients. Okay, these are the things that you're going to do for them. For instance, you go into a restaurant, and it's one of these restaurants. I grew up in Chicago, and we had a lot of Greek family style restaurants, and the menus were like 5 pages and really small type, and you could order anything. Okay, now it worked for them, but if you've watched anything like a Gordon Ramsay show, you know that when he comes in and he sees those menus, they're inefficient. There's too much, and he says, simplify, simplify, simplify. And he suggests to simplify because it makes your resources less plentiful. That's not a great way to say it. It makes your need for resources laser focused down to fewer items, as opposed to, if you've got everything on the menu, you got to have everything in the refrigerator. So what it does is it allows you to focus on what it is you're going to be serving your customers. So maybe you're going to serve that week soft shell crab, mussels, scallops, and you have a pasta dish version of that. You have some kind of a salad version of that, and perhaps you have one more thing. Maybe it's a surf and turf kind of a meal. It's efficient as far as the menu goes. It's efficient for the customer because they don't have way too many choices. They've got a nice select amount of choices, and you're going to provide for them a great meal based on those limited offerings, and it's efficient for the kitchen. It's even efficient for the refrigerator, right? Because you don't need to have loads and loads of stuff on it. So, what am I getting at in regard to being an artist and providing services to your clients? Well, I can pretty much draw anything. It's a way of being now for me. But I wouldn't say that I love to work in every style. And I wouldn't say I'm excellent at every style. And I wouldn't say that I'm excellent at every application of the work I do, because I'm human. I'm human. I have limitations. And I love portraits. I love caricatures. I love product development. I like painting on walls and doing murals. I like airbrushing. And I'm probably really, really good within that realm. I'm efficient with those offerings. I'm not efficient if you want me to start to design, say, fashion illustrations of shoes and dresses or something like that. That's not my world. That's just not my world. If you need a cartoony likeness of somebody, if you need a tiger airbrushed, if you need product broken down so that Disney can approve the Snow White toy that this company is working on, and then the factory that is going to manufacture it has your drawings to make the sculpture or the 3D model of, or knows from my drawing what kind of placement there's going to be or need to be for, say, LED lights that are going to light up her dress. I can do that. I'm good at that. I'm efficient at that. It's going to be worth my client's time to have me do that kind of work, because I'm likely going to get them an expedient approval from Disney, and I'm going to cut through a lot of the red tape with the factory, and they're going to be able to get their product on the shelf sooner. And that is important to them. It's an efficiency of the whole job because of my particular area of excellence and even mastery. So, what is it that you do that can solve a client's problem that you do well, and that you can do, I don't want to say quickly, but you can do it as fast as you can do it. It's something that you excel at. And you're going to deliver the goods within the parameters of a deadline and all the specs of the project. Keep it efficient and stay within that realm. Now, you may want to learn other things and eventually venture out into something different, but I would say to focus on a certain amount of offerings for your client, because that is going to just make you more efficient in the use of all of your resources of time and energy, and finishing up the product for them. You're so good at the things that you are offering, the services you're offering, that you can't help but work with efficiency, short of a major change in the deadline or a major change in the project, okay? Things that are out of your control. But for the things that are in your control, you can work through them efficiently. So there you go. That's our first one, an efficiency of services. All right, the next one is a really important one. I guess they all are. But this one is efficiency of regular clients. The efficiency of regular clients. This simplifies so many things when you have a regular client. I don't want a lot of new clients. I don't want a lot of clients who are one-off clients. I want clients who, if they're new, I have the opportunity to build a relationship with them, to get to know them, that they take a look at my menu of services and offerings, and they are going to call me up on a regular basis to give me work because they know what to expect from me. And this makes my day so efficient because A, I'm doing what I'm really good at. B, I'm doing what I really enjoy. C, I'm not spending loads of time looking for new clients. Looking for new clients, which I would say we should always have a little bit of our hand in, but looking for new clients is a lot of work. It takes a lot of energy. And you have to be in a different mindset as opposed to when you're creating art or doing something creative for your clients. And if I have regular clients and enough regular clients, I am efficient in my week for so many reasons. I've got this relationship with people who know me. I know them. I begin to understand what they expect from me. I am able to even project what I think they're going to need as far as next steps on a project. Now, I need to be careful with that because I don't want to assume anything. But when you start to learn a company's protocols or how they approach a project, when you start to understand that, Stephanie in management really, really likes to see drawings that aren't colored and are loose sketches, I can give them those drawings that aren't colored and are loose sketches, and I'm satisfying a preconceived notion of my client. I'm giving them what they want to help them get closer to the answer to whatever the next step is. And when I do that for them, they are really, really happy and satisfied with my services, and they want to work with me because I'm giving them what they want. I'm trying to make it as easy and efficient as possible for them to work with me as it is for me to work with them. And then when you have a regular client, you have an idea of what their budgets are, and they have an idea of what your costs are. And now and it's not this way at every client that I work with or with every client I work with, but with many of them, at some point, they may ask what the budget is going to be around for a project, but they don't seem to care as much because they know my prices. They know that my pricing is fair, and they know I'm going to deliver. And they don't want to have to go out and shop for a service or another designer or artist and have to teach them the stuff that I already know. And then when you work with a client long enough and you really, really understand how they like to present their information to their clients, they don't have to explain it to me. It's just that relationship has built efficiency into the whole process. And you can't buy that kind of relationship. Like, it takes time. That is a hard-earned relationship. It's just so good. It's such a great way to do it, to have a customer who knows that they can rely on you as a resource, and that you can rely on them as a regular customer, which leads me to my last thought of the day on efficiency. It's efficiency of income. It simplifies how you earn. When you have a regular offering of services to your clients that you know inside and out, and you have clients that you have a great relationship with, and you pretty much know how you're going to work with them, you know the insides and outs of that, it makes your income simplified. You don't have to go looking for new clients or looking for new sources of revenue if you already have this built in with these relationships that you have developed with these clients. And I highly recommend you have quite a diverse portfolio of clients, because you never know what's going to happen. You never know if somebody that you work with is going to get fired, or they're going to move on to another job, or somebody is maybe going to run your name through the mud, and you get blamed for something that isn't your issue at all. You just don't know what's going to happen. By the way, that's only happened once or twice in my career, but it can happen. So you want to hedge your bets. You want to have a wide, diverse portfolio of clients, so that when one client or two or three clients are up and three are down, you're doing well. When all six are up, it's challenging and it might be troublesome, but you can work through it. And when none are up, you've got a little time to rest, but ideally and likely, you're going to have some of those clients rise back up. So yeah, those are really good things. And what does all this add up to? Why is this whole efficiency thing so important? Well, it's important because, I want to say one more thing about the income. When your income is predictable, it makes life easier. And I don't mean like predictable, you know exactly what's going on, but you have a good idea of what's coming in. And so when your income is predictable, it is just it's such a place of peace to be in, to kind of go, okay, I think this is pretty much where I'm going to be, and chances are you're going to be right within 10 to 20% of that amount. So, all right, now I can go to that wrap up. What does this all mean? What does it matter? Well, efficiency of services, of having regular clients, and of income mean a life that is pretty good. It's a good life. And I think ultimately that's what we're all after. When I was younger, I was after proving that I belonged as a creative and an artist in the business world, that I belonged solving people's problems. I liked solving people's problems, and I still do. I think a lot, maybe too much of my identity was wrapped up in that. I'm here to tell you that if you can earn money for your clients and do it all efficiently and have reliable income, enjoy your life. Like, I don't know what you're shooting for, and I don't want to tell you what to aim for, but if you can aim for a livable wage and better, okay, and I'm always for the better, and you're able to do it with your art, and you're able to do it working for yourself, you've just made it. You've just made it. It's so good. It's so good. All right. That's all I've got for today. Before you go, I do want to let you know that I am offering coaching services, one-on-one coaching services. And you can go to that coaching service in the link that I'm going to have below in the description. And you can click on that and you can look it up. And essentially, I am making myself available to you as an advisor. I'm going to help you with your business. I'm going to help you with your creative offerings. I'm going to help you to sort that stuff out. And I'm really excited to offer this because I know there are so many artists out there who are capable to have your own business, but for whatever reason, you haven't either been encouraged to do it, or you haven't, through schooling or through whatever reason you don't have it, you haven't been taught how to do it. Well, I've been doing it the last 30 years, and I have some good insight into how to make it go. So feel free to look it up, and if you have any questions for me about it, go ahead and email me. But I'm really looking forward to connecting with you in a way that isn't just one way, okay? I'm looking forward to hearing from you and offering my coaching to you. So, on behalf of the Breakthrough Creative, I'm John McDavitt, and I hope that you are getting busy working on whatever the next step is in your career, in your business, and your creativity that is going to help you to earn efficiently. It's going to help you to live a good life. Okay? All right, I'll see you next time. Cheers.